single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hey, my gorgeous ones. It's Kulipup here once again, and it's a rainy day and it's a little bit rubbish and everything, and I just wanted to give you a really quick video, just while I'm charging my phone and stuff, on desires and what that truly means, because you'll hear me talk about your heart's desires all the time, right? And a lot of people associate your heart's desires with the really big things in life, like, oh, I desire freedom, I desire wealth, health, happiness, and abundance. I desire, I just want a great life, those kinds of things. And I want to move. I want to be here. I want to be there. So whenever we think about our heart's desires, those are the big things we think about. And what happens, though, is we forget about the small desires that we have daily. I was going through, because the new moon just went through and everything, so I've had like a really high increase in energy myself. And not only that, with me doing more interaction on a face-to-face basis, that really increases my energy even more. And then, of course, the more I fulfill my purpose, the more energy I get, of course. Now, I have to do my inner work, and I've got to release just like anybody else, right? And one of the things, I was being blocked, or I'm still, don't get me wrong, I'm still fighting the good fight and everything like that, but I'm trying to be blocked, right, in a very sophisticated way, or very sly, sneaky way, but that is what these entities like to do. They are sly and they're sneaky. Anyway, so one of the things that was kind of going on where I was blocked was my desires, my flow, and so forth. And it was driving me nuts because my desires were blocked. But I thought, well, I have everything I want. I have every single thing I've manifested, right? I live out in the forest. I'm healthy. I'm getting healthier by the day. I'm getting stronger by the day, both in the mind and in the body. I'm surrounded by nothing but beauty. My children are healthy. My husband is gorgeous and wonderful. And so why do I feel like I'm lacking something, right? Like everything I've desired is I'm living it. So why am I so down? And I again, with this feeling of lack, or like I'm missing something in my life. Now, of course, I have my beautiful healing team with me. And one of the suggestions was from Master Luke House, because, he's master healer. So, of course, when it comes to anything with the mind, we work together quite a lot. And then, of course, working with Master Orfern to eliminate and remove the blockages that were physically set in place as well. But anyway, he said, don't look at it as your cup is empty that needs filling. Look at it as your cup is already full and it's overflowing, right? So it's not that you can't feel because you are lacking in fulfillment. It is because you have requested so much, you desire so much that your cup is full. Now you need to use the energy on all of the things that you desire, right? And so I was thinking, I'm like, but I got everything I want. But then I forgot the little things. You know what? So the way I can explain this, though, your heart's desires and where the blockage comes from is when we look at our cup, and again, if we're looking at the cup as empty, we think that, okay, well, we need to add things to it, right? But nah. So one of my desires, and I was telling Master Luke House about this too, was that because I'm like pretty much vegan. I'm only vegetarian normally when, like, for example, if somebody's baked a chocolate chip cookie, which has eggs in it, I'm going to eat the cookie, right? I don't care because it's just like a small amount. But I don't normally eat eggs whole, right? Cheese. I don't really eat cheese. or anything like that. Because, with waking up, I'm totally lactose intolerant. So cream, cheese, and everything, it makes my stomach just, it hurts so bad. But the thing is, I really, really wanted a burger. Not a meat burger. That's something I really don't want. But I really wanted a burger with like cheese and egg, like a fried egg and cheese and slathered in sauce and mayo and everything. I was just like, oh, I desired it so much. But I was saying no, I didn't want that though, because I'm like, I know the cheese is not good for me. I definitely know the eggs are not good for me. And so forth. So, I'm like, oh, I'm making better decisions. I'm not going to eat the things that I know are bad for me. However, here's my cup, and here's the desire for a cheeseburger, a veggie cheeseburger with an egg. So the desire was still in my cup, but I hadn't fulfilled it. So what happened was the next desire went up on there, right? The next desire was, you know what? I want to drive into Nelson, which is like, for me to make the trip to Nelson, it takes about an hour or so, right? Because I got to cross the ferry and so forth. So it's a really big bother, and I don't really tend to do it a lot. But I was just like, you know what? I want it, right? And frankly as well, it costs a decent amount in gas and everything like that. And when really the things I would get in Nelson, I could get closer to me. But I wanted to go to Nelson. And I kept saying, no, I won't, because it's not worth the gas and it's not worth everything, although I wanted to do it. So again, my trip to Nelson went again in my cup. But I wasn't using the energy that I had requested, that I had created in my mind. I wasn't using that as my heart's desire. So again, my cup filled up more, right? There's lots of other desires. Those desires are very, very personal between a husband and wife as well. And, when you're in a camp with children, sometimes those desires cannot be fulfilled immediately. So again, they get filled up with in the cup, because I want something in that moment, but I'm not expressing it. I'm not doing it. So my cup gets full. So again, when I thought like, oh, I'm lacking, right? It's not because my desires were like, I didn't have any desires or I couldn't feel or anything like that. It was just simply, I just needed to, if I wanted something, I just needed to follow it. And I was told this from the very first time that I manifested going off grid and so forth. One of the very first thing that was told to me was, you must follow your heart's desires to the fullest. Do not stop any of them. And I thought, no, I have my desires down packed. I'm going to change the world. I'm going to heal everybody I see. We're going to do such great things and so forth. But again, I forgot the little desires. And the thing is, these little desires just snowballed and filled up my cup. So you know what? To empty my cup, you got to go do it. I went and I had the biggest, filthiest vegetarian cheeseburger with an egg, with cheese, drizzled in sauces, and it felt good. Do I really want a lot more? Well, maybe I could take another one, but after that, I'm pretty sure I'll be fine, and I won't, like, the desire will no longer be there. So again, I can cross that off the list of my cup. My trip to Nelson, I said, screw it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go in. It seems like a waste of gas, and it seems like a waste of extra time and stuff, but I went in there anyway. And you know what? I took my kids. We had a great day. We found a fruit stand with a bunch of fresh organic fruits. Well, mostly organic, I believe, anyway. Food that I wanted to eat anyway, with the most beautiful cherries. And so I was so pleased. And I bought a bunch of fruits, which was wonderful. My kids and I, we went to the library there, and I was able to get some really good Wi-Fi and respond to a lot of people, emails and this and that. And I felt really, really good. The day was just, it said it was going to be a rubbish day, but it was just sunny. Wherever we went, it was sunny, and it was just such a wonderful day. So I'm like, you know what? It was well worth the trip. So again, desire taken from my cup, and I'm feeling better. The desires with the husband, what we said was like, kids, go take your headphones, go get in the car, go watch some shows, and we had our private time and just got all the desires out. Right. So now it's just like, okay, great. I don't have that feeling of lacking anymore. And the entities don't have as much control as to dictate to me how I should feel, because I'm like, no, I'm living in the present. I've fulfilled my desires, just the little ones, right? And it makes a huge, huge difference. So that's my own intake on it. So when I say follow your heart's desires, I don't always mean the big ones. The little ones are just as important so that they don't snowball. All right? So that they don't collect, and then you're just like, what the hell's happening? Or you're just like, you know what? I had a desire to take a nap the other day and I didn't. I worked through it and now I'm super tired and cranky and irritable. So go take a nap. You know? I have this desire to go try cannabis and to smoke it up with Kulipup. You know? Go grab some. You know? And let message me and let's blaze together. You know? Those kinds of things. So just follow your desires. Doesn't matter how large they are, how small they are, how significant or insignificant you think that they may be. Just follow it and know that everything that you're doing is the right decision and the right choice, as long as you are doing it within love and within your heart. All right? Because nothing but good things will come. Even if you just get rid of the guilt. If you're like me and you're like, oh, I'm eating an egg, it's so terrible. Just get rid of the guilt. Eat the egg. As long as it's not truly going to harm you, right? And as long as you're not trying to make it a habit. Like, I'm not trying to make eating eggs a habit, but, you know. Anyway, that's another story. Anyway, that is my take on your heart's desires.